My sister laughed at my achievement. Until the screen exposed everything. The laugh came before the applause. I was still standing there in my thrift store blazer, holding the certificate, when Jenna leaned back in her chair and said loud enough for half the room to hear, "Wow, they're really giving awards for just showing up now." A few people chuckled. Not everyone, just enough. It was the monthly staff meeting at the community credit union where I worked the front desk and, until 3 months ago, cleaned the bathrooms after closing. Employee growth recognition, they called it. I had stayed late, taken free online classes during lunch breaks, covered shifts no one wanted. I went from mopping floors to handling loan applications. It mattered to me. But Jenna, my sister, my older sister, worked in marketing upstairs. She wore tailored suits and used words like verticals and pivot. She had helped me get the job after my last layoff, and she never let me forget it. "Relax," she whispered as I passed her table on the way back to my seat. "I'm kidding." She wasn't. After the meeting, she posted a picture on Instagram. Someone had snapped it when I was holding the certificate. Caption: "Guess they hand these out for surviving rock bottom, now face with tears of joy #proud sis." By lunchtime, it had over 600 likes. I saw it while eating a peanut butter sandwich in my car because I was still behind on rent and had stopped buying takeout. The comments were worse. Growth from what? Didn't she get fired like twice? Family hire perks are. Jenna didn't delete any of them. That night, I called her. "You could have just not posted that," I said. She sighed like I was exhausting. "You're too sensitive. It's engagement. It's a joke." It wasn't funny. "You're still here because I pulled strings," she said. "Let's not rewrite history." I didn't answer. Because she wasn't entirely wrong. After Mom's medical bills swallowed everything and my job at the warehouse vanished, I moved into Jenna's spare room. She paid the deposit when my credit tanked. She got me the interview. But she also reminded me, constantly, that I was the one who couldn't get it together. The next week, she announced at Sunday dinner that she'd been chosen to present at the Regional Financial Summit. Dad clapped. Mom smiled nervously. "She's leading a session on digital trust," Dad said, beaming. Jenna looked at me when she said, "It's about transparency." She didn't smile. A month later, the summit was held in a downtown hotel ballroom with those giant projection screens that make everything look more important than it is. I wasn't supposed to be there. But the credit union needed someone to help with attendee check-ins, and I volunteered. Extra hours meant catching up on utilities. Jenna saw me when I walked in wearing the event badge. "Oh," she said. "You're working." The way she said working made it sound like something sticky. Her panel was after lunch. I stood near the back while she spoke about building trust with customers, about authenticity in financial branding. The room nodded along as she clicked through her slides. Then she reached the part about real stories. "Our customers want honesty," she said. "They don't want spin." And that's when the screen changed. At first, I thought it was part of her presentation. But Jenna stopped talking. Behind her, filling the massive screen, was her email inbox. Not a mock-up. Real. Subject lines scrolled into view as someone, somewhere, controlled the feed. Push the foreclosure list quietly. Influencer payment off books. Don't disclose the fee structure yet. The room went silent. Jenna turned around slowly. "What is this?" she said. A new window opened. A video call recording. Her voice. "We delay the notices until after the quarter closes. They won't notice until it's too late." Another voice asked, "Isn't that risky?" She laughed. "They are already drowning. What's one more inch of water?" Someone in the audience whispered, "Is that real?" I didn't move. More files appeared. Payment trails. Private messages. A draft strategy titled, "Leverage Hardship Narratives for Premium Conversions." Jenna's face went pale. The moderator stepped forward. "We're having a technical." But no one was listening anymore. Phones were out. The feed cut to a final image. A screenshot of Jenna's Instagram post about me. The caption circled in red. Below it, a timestamp. Then, another screenshot, this one from her internal messaging system. Her message to a colleague. "She's a perfect example of the demographic we exploit." The room didn't gasp. It just froze. The screen went black. Security rushed in. The session ended. Jenna disappeared through a side door. I didn't follow. I went back to the check-in table and helped pack up badges. By the time I got home, her phone was off. The next morning, the credit union announced an internal investigation into marketing practices. By evening, Jenna was placed on leave. 2 days later, she knocked on my apartment door. She looked smaller somehow. "You did this," she said. I shook my head. "I don't even know how." She stared at me like she wanted to believe that. "Someone accessed my cloud," she said. "Only a few people had." She stopped. We both thought of the same thing. Her assistant. A quiet woman named Marisol who'd been laid off the week before Christmas. Marisol, whose mortgage Jenna's team had restructured into something that nearly doubled her payments. Marisol, who once waited in our living room while Jenna finished a call about maximizing distressed clients. "I didn't tell anyone to," Jenna started. "You didn't have to," I said. She sat down without asking. For the first time in my life, she didn't have anything sharp to say. Weeks passed. The investigation widened. Policies changed. A non-profit legal group stepped in to review affected accounts. Some families got revised terms. Not everything was fixed. But something shifted. Jenna moved out of her condo. Sold her car. Took a compliance job at a smaller firm. One evening, she texted me. I didn't realize how much I sounded like that. I didn't reply right away. Because revenge, I'd learned, wasn't loud. It wasn't the screen. It wasn't the silence in that ballroom. It was the moment after, when someone finally had to sit with who they'd been. A month later, I got a call from HR. They were creating a new role, community outreach for financial literacy. People trust people who've been there, the director said. You've lived it. I thought about the certificate still taped inside my kitchen cabinet. About the laughs. About the screen. Yeah, I said. I can do that. And for the first time, it didn't feel like surviving. It felt like building. Thank you so much for reading my story and taking the time to connect with it. If it resonated with you, please hit the like button and subscribe to stay updated with more real, emotional stories like this. Your support means the world, and it helps me keep sharing these moments with all of you.